Hello, I'm Ultravi Si, and for those of you that don't know, I have a G-tube, and every few months we need to change it. And today is the day that we change it. When I was younger, I didn't like changing it because it feels uncomfortable. It still feels uncomfortable. But I just want to say a few things that help me change it and make it just a tad bit more comfortable. Well, number one, I like it to be quiet, and another thing is I really like movies, so I like to think about stuff from movies, and specifically Marvel ones. And I like to think of Legos because I literally have 2 Lego videos on my channel. Here is the instructions. Build up like a balloon. I will show you what it says first to fill it up to make sure that there's no leakage. You fill it up to the 6, and then this part's the part that you actually insert and then push down for feedings. This is what fills up the balloon, and it's rubber. A lot of people ask if I can swim before I go swimming, and I'm like, yeah. And one time a friend asked, can I swim in a lake because there are fish? And then I'm like, yeah, I don't see what's the problem there. But the balloon helps it stay in me. And then what you do to unrelease it, you actually don't need to push this. I just realized you just need to push down on it. It goes a whole lot slower, but it's a little bit easier. Just get the rest out and just do that. Oh, and I just realized why it's a lot more comfortable putting in than out, because it's already filled up with a tad bit of air. Did you know that?
No.
I know why it's a whole lot more comfortable putting it in than I always thought it just kind of disintegrated on my stomach a little bit, but I guess not.
So what's in your kit?
I have 2 syringes. This one and this one are for my feedings. This is for inserting small amounts of water and for switching it out. This is obviously to put in my stomach.
And what are these?
Those
extension sets.
Extension sets. I don't like these ones because this one's straighter. I like these ones during my feedings because it has a hook, and it just feels more comfortable because it's always like this with this one. And when I sleep, which I can just lay down more comfortable, while this one's literally like jabbing into my side sort of, and it just feels uncomfortable because it's like bending it a little bit, and I don't like it. We got water.
Alright.
Here's the box. And it'll make a mess. And then, so yeah, this is a new one. Then the old one's in my tube, and this one's a whole lot cleaner. I don't know how it gets so dirty. I'm pretty sure it's the leftover stuff inside.
It just gets a little stained over the months.
Yeah.
Between meds and food and stuff it encounters, it's normal.
And some people asked if it hurt when they put it in. Number one, I was very young, so I was a few months old, and I'm 13 now, so I don't remember. And they did put me to sleep for a few hours. I honestly don't know. It's long ago. But I'm 13 now, and
this has just kind of been your way of life, hasn't it?
Yeah, and I still don't like it. I don't like changing my tube. It's uncomfortable.
And it helps, you had said, when you do it yourself instead of having somebody do it for you. It kind of gives you more control.
And also I like it when it's quieter, which is why we finally got the birds out of the room after a few minutes.
So would a piece of advice that you have to other kids is if you're old enough to change your tube and you're kind of worried and you're nervous, it might be a good time to talk with your parents about maybe doing the steps you can't done with supervision, because that was a big change that made it a lot more comfortable for you, was when you were the one doing all of the pushing and pulling, when you had control over
When to stop faster than
yeah. But yeah, when you had control over the pushing and pulling and things and the timing, it made it a lot easier for you. And you were able to take over that job with supervision when you were pretty young. So maybe to other kids who are nervous and who are able to, maybe it could be something they could talk to their parents about taking on some of the harder parts with supervision so that it's more comfortable for their minds and bodies. Okay, so what now?
Well, I never really recorded this, but so you just poke it in, and people say if I can taste the food. Number one, when people ask that question, I think that there it goes. When people ask that question, sometimes I think that they're a little bit weird because my stomach doesn't have taste buds, and I can't taste it, but I can feel a temperature, like if it's hot or cold.
And you really don't like it when fluids go in when they're straight cold. You kind of like them to be more room temperature first.
Yeah. And also I can feel a difference whenever do I just put...
Yep.
Okay. I did not know if the water was a little bit bad. And then I'm just making sure there's no more water. Oh, what a lot of that there is. Seems like that's all. A few days ago, I realized that there was a small leakage, which is, and it's all up, which is why we're changing it now. Oh yeah, and that reminds me that I am sorry that I haven't been posting in a while. It's because of school stuff. Every time when I get ready to pull it out, I feel terrible. Like I have this sinking feeling in my stomach. And, well, now there's just a hole. So, then after that, I just take the new one, plop in there, and whenever I do this, when I was younger, whenever I took it out, I quickly told my mom, give me it, because I was always worried they would close up. But then I've realized over the years that
It'll take a lot longer than a few seconds for it to close up.
I remember one time my friends accidentally pulled it out, and my mom and dad were watching a movie in the movie theater, and they had to call my grandma, and my grandma had to call the movie theater, and then the movie theater had to track them down because their phones were on silent, and it took a few hours, so it started to close up.
Well, it was probably more like an hour, but yeah, after an hour it is starting to close up, and that does start to get, yep.
And yeah, it takes quite a while for it to close, but when they finally came, it wasn't going in the easiest.
Yeah, after about an hour it's starting to get a little bit trickier, but it won't close up after a few seconds. So the amount of time it takes to get the old one out and the new one in during normal changes isn't going to be a problem, is it?
Yeah. And after I change my tube, it just feels uncomfortable around the area. It's because this one has lines all over because
just from use, yeah, being a little stretched out.
Yeah. Which makes it a little bit pointy. I probably could have showed you just a few minutes ago, but
that's okay.
Should I show him this one?
Nah, that's okay.
Yeah, I was thinking, well, it's been inside my stomach and it looks dirty, so.
But so what is it that you like to say that you are, to be a little funny about your tube? Because of your tube, you're a what?
I like to say I'm a cyborg because when I was little I always said that, now I just kind of say it as a joke. And also when I was smaller I was a big fan of Iron Man, and then when I found out I was getting a G-tube.
Well, you already had a G-tube at that point.
Yeah, well, when I found out, when I read, or when I saw the movies, I liked Iron Man the most, and then, I said that it was because he had a tube like me.
You thought his arc reactor, the shiny thing on his chest, was a feeding tube, so he was kind of your hero for a while.
Yeah, and then I remember when I got, boots, my boots and then I didn't
your serial casting?
Yeah,
You had serial casting because you're
I was very pigeon-toed.
Yeah.
Which is fine because now I have a pigeon. And it's fine to see her walk.
And you know what? You're still a little bit pigeon-toed, but that's okay because some of the best distance runners are pigeon-toed. And what are you?
A cross-country runner. I wouldn't exactly call cross-country long distance thing. Well, it is sort of.
There's further distance, but that is. It's quite a run.
Okay, back to the boots.
Your serial cast?
Yeah. But I didn't like them until my dad painted colored them into Iron Man boots, and then after that I loved them. And
so a big coping mechanism for you for a lot of your little a lot of your little medical differences. You found ways to kind of use your imagination to find joy in them, haven't you?
Which is how I make my homemade statues. I just take a few parts and snap them all together.
Is there anything else you wanted to say about your tube?
Not that I know of, but oh yeah, I did say that. I forgot that I said that I haven't posted in a while because of schoolwork. Yeah. So,
have you been working hard on weaning?
I don't know if most children know what that means. It means that I'm working on getting my tube out for good, hopefully.
And how do you feel about that?
I don't know. I still feel uncomfortable because I don't want to fear of them putting it back in. Because normally when I don't feel good, I lose a ton of weight. And that scares me if I get sick and lose a ton of weight, they might put it back in, and I don't want that.
Silas, that's why they're weaning really, really slowly so that they can make sure that you can handle kind of.
I remember when I was really sick and I lost a ton of weight. They keep, don't touch the.
Well, that's why they're taking a few years to wean, is so that they can kind of make sure that you can deal with the highs and lows and still keep your weight trending well, and they will not take that out.
And also cross country to do a lot of weight gaining.
You actually gain your best weight when you're big on cross country, which seems a little counterintuitive because you'd think that all that.
I actually know why. It makes sense to me because I'm losing calories, and the more I lose, the hungrier I get, and
then the more voracious you eat.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
And yeah, that's how I changed my tube, and I hope that I made you feel better with the changing tube stuff. If you do have a tube, and yeah, sorry I haven't posted. Oh no, it's wet.
It's okay.
I guess it makes sense why it's wet. So yeah, that's how I changed my tube. I've inspired people to use their imagination to change their tube like how I do because I'm very imaginative. And
hello, Zeke.
he likes attention. So make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button and share these videos with other people.
And what's your name again?
And my name is Ultravi Si.
All right.
Bye.